everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I want to talk real quick about a unilateral movement that probably a lot of people don't really consider, and that is single leg deadlifts. And I love single leg deadlifts almost as much as I love standard deadlifts. I think they're great. Work my legs completely independently of each other, and get that hip hinge movement in there that's so important. So to do the single leg deadlift, you stand on one leg. Now if you need to have the extra support, you can do it with one foot, your back foot kind of touching the ground with your toe if you need to do that. But otherwise, what you do is lift up one leg and you hold. You can use dumbbells for this, you can use kettlebells for this. I'll show it without weight first. You hip hinge down and then push into the floor to get back up. It's the same exact movement as you do with a traditional deadlift. You just do it with one leg and way less weight, as if I need to really, say that. So again, what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to bend over as opposed to really hip hinge. And the hip hinge is really what this movement is all about. So that's what you've really got to work on first before attempting it. So I'll show you that again. So you're going to hip hinge back. I hope you can see the difference as opposed to bending over. And it's like very similar to a Romanian deadlift, again, on just one leg. So practice Romanian deadlifting first and then move to doing it with one leg. Now I'll show with weight, and I'll switch to the other leg. I already did a bunch of these today. So, and you're gonna one leg. Now, if you want to put your back leg on the floor, you can do it one of two ways. You can either have one of those things that slide along the floor. I don't have any of those, but you can put that under one foot and gently slide your toe back. Or you can just have your toe, this is what I did with a client yesterday, you just have your back foot gently resting on the ground to give you that little bit of extra stability. And then, I find it easier to do without that. But to have that little bit of extra stability to then work each leg independently of each other. So that is the single leg deadlift. And what I would say is, work these into your routine every so often. And, I think you'll find that your traditional deadlift will greatly improve if you work these and work on doing them one leg at a time for a while, and then go back to doing your traditional deadlift. You will find, I think, a huge improvement in that. And when you're doing your single leg deadlift, just remember to really, really, really cut down on the weights. When I do traditional deadlifts and I'm doing, 10 or 15 of them, I don't usually do that many traditional deadlifts at a time. 10 probably is the most I usually do. And I'm doing like 120 pounds or so when I do them that way. When I'm doing single leg deadlifts, I'm using like a 10-pound kettlebell, maybe 15 depending on how I'm feeling. But I really keep the weight really, really, really low. You're not going to be able to do as much, which I think is pretty obvious. But I think a lot of people are going to think, oh well, I can do a decent amount of weight. And I also find that single leg deadlifts work best if you're doing higher reps. Trying to like push the weight and do low reps with them, I feel like doesn't really work that well. So I would stick to higher reps, lower weight with them. So that is my little tutorial on single leg deadlifts. Just remember, it is the same movement as a traditional or Romanian deadlift. You're just doing it with one leg instead of two. Just remember all those points of the hip hinge, keeping the back nice and straight, you know, not lifting, not rounding that lower back at all. And I think you'll find them, you know, a little bit more interesting to do them once in a while than just sticking with the usual. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button, share it, subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow with a new video. Bye.